TG Tutorials.
I'm reliable. Hey guys, it's Matt here bringing you another episode of TG Tutorials. And as you can see, behind me is a new shelf with a bunch of consoles that I've had ever since I was a little kid. But we're not talking about that today. What we are actually talking about is how you can play Super Famicom games on your original Super Nintendo, and with no modification to your Super Nintendo at all. So first off, I'm going to show you what you need.
You'll obviously need a Super Nintendo, so we won't go into that, but you will also need a North American Super Nintendo game. The game that I'm going with today is Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday, which I have played on Matt Beats Games from his childhood. The next thing you'll need is a Super Famicom game. The Super Famicom game that I'm using today is Super Mario World, which is actually a game that I played on Those Guys Play Season 3 with Joey, and I continued in Those Guys Play Super Mario World. And the last thing you'll need is a 3.8mm screwdriver to actually open up the cartridges.
So, the reason why we're going for no console modification whatsoever is because I'm not a fan of modifying consoles in a way where you can't, come back from. So personally, I prefer this method rather than taking bolt cutters to the inside of your Super Nintendo. So, let's jump to me showing you how to do it.
There are only two screws located on the front of the cartridge, so it actually is not that hard to unscrew them. Once they're unscrewed, gently pull the top of the cartridge up and also slightly towards you, because there are two clips at the top of the cartridge that click in when you put the cartridge back in. And there's the board. Now the Porky Pig board doesn't matter as much, so let's jump over to our Super Famicom cartridge and unscrew that. Now let's open up this cart the same way we opened the Super Nintendo one, and as you'll notice, this board is huge. However, it does not make any difference whatsoever. Removing the board is easy, however, please do it gently, and I mean very, very gently. Then take the board from your North American game and place it into the Super Famicom cartridge. Now that that's out of the way, let's put the board from the Super Famicom cartridge into the North American cartridge. And as you can see, it doesn't matter how tall it is, it still fits snugly. Now let's put the North American cartridge back together, and let's try it out. Look at that, the game works just fine. But I know that there are some of you that may doubt this. So, let's actually start playing the game. And as you can see right here, it is clearly in Japanese. Look at that. All that Japanese that I can't understand. But thankfully, with games like this, you don't have to understand that much Japanese to be able to play them, which is why this method is great for many different Super Famicom games out there. Alright guys, so let's just cut back to me in front of a shelf.
See, look at that. It wasn't so hard at all, and if you have the same game in English and Japanese, you could easily make the switch and not even notice you did it. So, thank you all so much for watching another episode of TG Tutorials. Please remember to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and make sure to comment below if you have any questions for me, or potentially any future suggestions for TG Tutorials episodes. Any questions you have, please comment below and I'll try to answer them, or potentially make new videos out of them. Alright guys, so thank you all so much. Hope you like the shelf, because I am in love with this thing, and thank you for tuning in. Alright guys, so see ya!